What's good, guys, and welcome to the Analytical Podcast. I am your host, Alissa. Hello. And if you say anything about a specific word that is showing in the title, you hate me. First of all, I just want to say it's been a very long week. I feel like I'm still playing catch up from DreamCon. Y'all, mind you, DreamCon was at the beginning of the month. Y'all, what the hell are we doing in July already? Like, I'm extremely confused. I feel like I've been behind my screen forever. Um, just just no time to have time for myself. But I did go celebrate my friend's birthday party over the weekend, so that was really fun. Appreciate you, girl. Today we are going to be talking about Love Island and Love Island only, y'all. Absolutely nothing has been going on this week for me to talk about, but of course, if you guys have any topics that you would like for me to cover, let me know. Of course, I got to get the formalities out of the way first. Y'all know y'all can follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky. I actually live stream a watch party on TikTok almost every day. Every day Love Island comes out, I'm live streaming and watching it with you guys. So you can follow me on all those platforms. All that information is in the description box of my YouTube channel if you're watching this on YouTube. And if you're not, and if you're listening to this on Spotify, all my information is at Alissa Jaden, ALISSAJADYN. I have a Sims channel you can subscribe to, and I have a main channel that you can subscribe to where I talk about cartoons. I also want to thank my patrons over on Patreon. They get early access to my videos on my main channel. And of course, I do want to start working on some Patreon exclusive videos. I do a lot. And I would appreciate if you guys let me know what kind of content you guys would want from me on there. But without further ado, y'all, let's get into it. So first and foremost, I feel like I'm so ready to talk about the episode that just happened like a couple hours ago. I just watched it. And at the time that I'm recording this, it is Sunday, June 22nd. So you guys probably won't be seeing this until Monday. Y'all, we had an elimination last night. And before you even continue, spoiler alert for anything that happened on or before June 22nd. Tomorrow we have Casa Amor, which will be June 23rd. So just letting y'all know, this is the time frame in which I'm talking about these episodes. Opinions are subject to opinions are subject to change. There's a line that Tyler the Creator said where he said 5 in the morning I be hating no shit. 10 in the evening I be hating no shit. 10 years later might have changed my mind. I'm a fake ass bitch, don't kill me. I'm a hypocrite, ain't real, ain't really. That's how I be feeling. 5 in the morning, I'm hating. 10 in the evening, I'm hating. Or whatever the hell he said. And Love Island has definitely showed me that I be flip-flopping. Y'all be watching my live streams, y'all probably be thinking I think a certain way. Next live stream, I'm saying something else. That's exactly how these Islanders are making me feel. I love the girls down, but some may ride up on that villa. I can expect that the guys on that villa are not on the up and up. And I can expect that the guys stick with the guys, but some may ride on that villa. But we gonna start with Austin. From day one, didn't like you. Immediately no. Immediately no, absolutely not. Did not like Austin. His voice is absolutely grating. He's a Trumpy. I mean, what else? But let me tell you, in recent days, how he has been treating Amaya, he has to get off my villa. He gotta go. And I know that this is like a lot of things I'm gonna say y'all probably have heard people say a million times, but like I'm in agreement. He has to go. We have heard Austin complaining to Shelly for what? Where are we? 3 weeks now. That Shelly didn't give him attention, and I just feel like I don't know my place on this villa, and this and that and that and this. I hate being in this love triangle. Now you couple up with Amaya, she's all for you, and you talking about it's too much. Now the thing about it is, I feel like Amaya is just like that with everybody, like Alandria told her. She just wears her heart on her sleeve. So it just pisses me off. I be feeling like that the guys feel like they're special and that like, oh, she likes me too much. No, she likes everybody equally, and she just brings a ball of light. Let me back up from this mic. She just brings a ball of light wherever she goes. She's gonna be touchy-feely. She's like that with the girls. She's like that with the guys. She calls everybody babe. Stop feeling special that she's calling y'all babe. And now Austin is saying it's too much. But then when he had a chance to tell her that it's too much, he didn't say it was too much. But Amiya is not no idiot. She peeped the vibe. And that's why she asked you up front, do you feel like it's too much? Are you weirded out that I be all on you, that I be all over you? And he's like, no, not really. That was your chance to tell the truth. That was literally your chance to tell the truth. I want better for Amiya, and Austin is not it. Now, here's the thing. I felt like they did have a connection, and I was like, okay, well, if Austin is not feeling Shelly, he just needs to go for Amiya, because mind you, what killed me in this episode, he's talking about she's moving too fast. When Amiya first came in the villa, y'all kissed. Y'all literally kissed. So is it that you would just rather it be a physical connection? Because mind you, hopefully it's not blurry, y'all. Anyway, mind you, Austin is the most freaked out on this villa. So is it that you would just rather have a more physical connection with Amiya than a romantic one? Just say that. Because how are y'all moving too fast when the only reason why people thought that y'all should get together is because y'all kissed on first link? But then y'all didn't end up telling Shelly or Ace about this kiss. So that is what made me super confused about Austin. Bottom line, he gotta go. Let's get into the Shelly and Ace of it all. Now, for me, I'ma ride for Shelly. I'ma just ride for Shelly. She's my girl. Gorgeous girl. I need to see her make it to the end, but I don't feel like her guy is in that villa right now. I don't. Ace, liked him in the beginning. I talked about this in the last episode where it's like he was cool. And then I knew something was sinister about Ace when he voted for Amiya instead of Shelly at that initial recoupling when it was Guy's choice. He been on my shit list ever since. Now, these last few episodes, I have been liking Shelly and Ace's vibe. I have. I can see why they had a connection outside the villa, and I can see how it works. But for Shelly, I just don't see it. I don't. And Ace is just too slimy for me. Like, I just feel like Ace is a game player and everything that he does is for his own personal gain. And it's never about the grand scheme of things. Like, legitimately, like, not to even co-sign anything Austin has said, but like, they are, like, every other guy on that villa is like his little puppet. Nick, Taylor, that's about it. But it's like whatever Ace says, it goes. And I was saying this in a live stream, but legitimately, I'm like, Ace is the type of person that just likes to hear himself talk. And don't let it be a crowd or an audience around him. Is he gonna eat it up? Like, legitimately, when he was standing there talking, and Ace was talking mess after that recoupling where we voted Iris be with Jeremiah. He was just standing there talking. All of a sudden, he's standing up and he's so passionate about what he's talking about with Jeremiah and Huda. And it's just like, I mean, why are you so passionate about this? He's literally the type to just like to hear himself talk. And it's even more so when he has an audience to do it. Because it'd be like, why are you so passionate about all this stuff that you're talking about? Why are you? I just feel like I don't feel like Shelly's man is in the villa yet. And hopefully, with all the options that we get at Casa Amor, she will find that guy for her. But I just don't think that Ace is it. Now, in the last episode that we just watched, which was episode 18, right? Episode 18, Sierra was down in the dumps. Hated to see it for her. I hated seeing that because I actually do like Sierra. I do. I feel like her and Shelly are kind of on the same playing field for me as far as like them doing it for me with the girls in the villa, where it's like, y'all don't do anything that makes me dislike you guys, but y'all can stay. Gorgeous girls. You guys are my girls. My top 3 is definitely Alandria, Shelly, and Sierra. And Amiya, I feel like is on an island of her own where it's just like, she's just nice to everybody. I just want to see her win. But my top 3 girls are definitely Alandria, all the way at the top, Shelly, and Sierra. After the new bombshell came in, and Trina, she was just not feeling secure in her place with Nick, which is valid because Nick has wandering eyes and he's very flip-floppy. So I can understand why she would feel that way. Because that's her history with Nick. And especially with time going on more so in the villa, you get feelings. And I feel like when we would watch it in the live stream, we would say like, oh, Sierra is so mature with how she handles these things with Nick. But I feel like it's really more so her protecting herself before she gets hurt. So she wouldn't outwardly say like, oh, I feel this way about you choosing Bella. She's just going to keep kissing you and just do what she needs to do to think that that's going to keep him around, but she's not going to outwardly say like, I'm feeling hurt. I don't want you to choose Bella. I want you to choose me. And we saw her open up more after he actually did choose her at that initial recoupling where 𝙎𝙗𝙎𝙏𝙀 went home. So I feel like as time has progressed, they've been having these random wacky ass conversations. She has definitely started developing more feelings for Nick. And now with Andrina, the new bombshell coming into the house, and he's definitely feeling her. I think that now she's like, I need to just say how I feel because I feel like I'm about to be in the same situation where he has wandering eyes. Ooh, had to do a little water break. So she was crying and she started feeling like she wanted to put her guard back up with him. And valid. Now, I would love to see Sierra and Nick make it to the end. But now that I'm saying this, hold on, y'all. Why do I feel like Sierra might find her man in Casa more? Why do I feel like Sierra might find her man in Casa more? I would love that for her because I feel like she kind of has to give Nick a taste of his own medicine. And that's what I feel like that's what I feel like is missing. Where it's like, I feel like nobody's really playing a game and people are legitimately in here trying to find love. And I'm like, I never felt like that's what Love Island actually is. Like, it's in the name, but you're not about to find the love of your life on Love Island. Like the stats of people actually finding genuine love connections are not good. Like this is not the place where you're actually going to find a genuine love connection. And that brings me also to Taylor and Elandria. You know, of course, the comments be going fast when I'm watching our watch parties together. And a lot of people be like, what do y'all have against Taylor? Like, what do y'all not like about Taylor? Mind you, I do. I would love to root for everybody black because I mean the amount of black people versus, you know, everybody else on the villa is like outnumbered. But it's like, I mean, that's my everyday life. I don't like everybody that's black. So I'm choose like all skin folk and kin folk. So it's like Taylor, love you down. Love hearing his stories about, you know, his country life. He like apricots. He be doing ranch hand stuff all day and then they go to the rodeo every weekend. It's like it's fun. He's funny, he's entertaining to watch. But I feel like with the girls, I judge the girls individually, but with the guys, I literally judge them with how they are with the girls. That's the only way that I feel like I can. And so I'm like, with Taylor, love watching him on my screen. He's funny. He's a good time. I love hearing his stories, but I don't like you for Elandria. So you have to go. But not only that, I'm like, I feel like he doesn't like her. And I feel like Elandria has convinced herself that that what they have is her definition of a slow burn. But for Taylor, it's legitimately him trying to figure out how to like Elandria. So she's never gonna get any payoff from this slow burn situation that she's put herself in. That's genuine to her, but it's not genuine to Taylor. And when Jalen was on the villa, because I'm talking about the whole week that has passed, Jalen ended up going home. And I feel like Jalen was applying that romantic pressure on her that I would love to see for Elandria, but I can admit that he was being a little bit too pushy. In the same way that I felt like Charlie was being pushy. Now, I don't really have too much to say about Charlie because he has gone home and yeah, I don't know what it was to say about Charlie, not sure. He was on After Sun. And yeah, I don't know. He didn't say anything that we didn't already have conversations about already. So, and I value other people's opinions more than I value Charlie. So I'm not, you know, pressed to be listening about what he's talking about. But with Jalen, after that challenge when Elandria was kissing everybody and he basically was like, well, everybody else got a kiss. Let me get mine too. Weirded me out. Even him kissing her on the cheek. Where it's like, I understand we just had a great conversation, but she literally just got done telling you like she's not physical, this and that, and it's like, well, I'm gonna take it slow and I'm gonna just give you a kiss on the cheek. It's like, even that, in my opinion, is like, I mean, we could just have a conversation. You could go on your way and we could build towards getting up to that. But like, am I saying that I want to kiss you? Not really. And I just feel like Elandria is Taylor down. They had that the elimination round, or the recoupling with the doors, and she picked Taylor. The door was locked for Jalen, and I feel like a lot of people were feeling bad, and I did. I was like, dang, like I feel bad, but there's always those people on Love Island that come at the wrong time. Iris almost got caught up being there at the wrong time. And that's just the way the cookie be crumbling. Elandria is Taylor down. She really appreciates her connection that she has with Taylor, and she's gonna pick him every time. And that's just the way it's gonna go. But with Jalen and Elandria, I gotta tug on production's wig a little bit real quick, because I think the main thing that we know about her is that she was saying that she doesn't do physical stuff so soon. So I was confused as to why production chose a date for her and Jalen that involved physical touch, and not only just physical touch, sensual touching. A massage date? I was a little confused by that, because if she's not kissing Jalen, why on earth would she want him rubbing her down with oil? And then she also has to do it back. And mind you, Elandria did say that she be tricking. She does do things for guys too. Like, she likes when it's reciprocated. She'll do it back if you're doing things for her. And she also initiates that stuff, which I'm not mad at. I loved seeing that. Hold on. Because did I don't know. Because in the last episode, Elandria had pretty much put a small little romantic date-ish together for her and Taylor on the dock. And as I was watching it, I was having commentary, and the comments were like, oh my God, this is so cute. And I was like, I agree. I agree. It's cute. But what the hell is Taylor doing to deserve this? And it's like, see how easy it is to just be like, oh, I want to hang with Taylor. Let me just grab some food from the kitchen and put it on a plate and let's go sit at the dock. Easy. Why? How the hell has Taylor not thought of something as simple as that? Every single thing that he has done with Elandria is at the recommendation of somebody else saying, hey, you should do this for Elandria. Hey, y'all should try this, or initiating it for him. It's like, it's very easy for him to just initiate something as simple as grabbing food from the damn kitchen and making a charcuterie board and bringing it to eat at the dock and have a cute conversation. Okay, sorry, I was trying to give y'all microphone tease, but it was blurry, so I had to fix it. Sorry for those who are listening audio only. But anyway, I just don't see it for Taylor. And I feel like anybody that has came into the villa is not like, ooh, I want Taylor. So I'm interested to see how he's gonna be at Casa Amor. For that reason, I would be shocked if any of the girls came and said, hey, I just want Taylor. But like, I mean, if he made it this far, production probably pulled some people that are like, hey, I would like Taylor. And yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I really want Elandria to have a genuine romantic moment on the villa. And we have not gotten that for her. Like, I just really need somebody to pull her. And it's legitimately just like she's being wined and dined, and it's romantic. And I just feel like I need that for her, and she has not gotten that. And I feel like she's convincing herself that what she has with Taylor is a slow burn. But out of his own mouth, he was saying that he was struggling to figure out how to find physical attraction for her. Then Andrina comes and he's like, oh, now we're talking? He's like, oh, now we working with something. It's like, what do you mean now we're working with something? As if there's not a million baddies on this villa already, and now we working with something? I don't know. Something about that just pissed me off, because it was like, what are you trying to say? What do you mean? Yeah, he just has to go. I'm like, if like Austin gotta go, but I feel like Taylor has overstayed his welcome on the villa for sure. But let's get into some more people that have overstayed their welcome on the villa. 𝙎𝙬 and Jeremiah. Now, I know that we are all sick of talking about 𝙎𝙬 and Jeremiah. Like, I couldn't take no more. Megan Thee Stallion was the perfect reset for us on that villa because I feel like there was a dark cloud over us, like it was raining every day, and it was rainbows and sunshines legitimately on that weather, but it didn't feel that way. It was like I don't know how much more of 𝙎𝙬 and Jeremiah's BS I can watch before I lose my mind and completely just don't feel like watching this season. So I'm glad that us Americans voted for him to be with I was about to say Hannah Iris, because I feel like that's what we needed. We just needed them to be separate. But the way that this last episode played out, I don't know that I can trust the people in the villa. I don't know that I can trust the people in the villa to give me the TV that I need. I don't know. But let's start with 𝙎𝙬. So there was a whole bunch of 𝙎𝙬 discourse because 𝙎𝙬 legitimately crashed out this week. She did. And it was really bad and it was really sad to watch because it was like, you know, she is a mom. And it's like, just like with anything that people say, when you're a parent and things are on the internet, like that's on the internet forever to people to see, for people to see, and then also your child may later on see stuff. So it's like she legitimately showed her ass and crashed out, and it was like, this is a really bad look. And I'm glad that she's coming to her senses, but she's actually a very popular like fitness influencer. She was saying that she's friends with her and she has never seen Love Island, and so all of this stuff is very new for her. And of course, the super sleuths that y'all are pulled up the fact that somebody commented on one of 𝙎𝙬's TikToks and was like, you should be on Love Island, and then 𝙎𝙬 replied back, should I? And I mean, here we are. That was always the thing. And I feel like that's also the cape that 𝙎𝙬 puts on, is that I didn't know. Oh my gosh, I'm just now realizing. And it's like, we grown. We grown. It's not about you didn't know. It's literally impact over intent. So sure, you didn't know, but that's not an excuse for anything. But I also don't think that she didn't know what Love Island was prior. Love Island has been popular, not just the US version, but the UK version. I literally was just talking, and I'm like, oh, I was trying to remember who Dr. Alex was. And I'm like, that was not season 5. He was not on season 5. Then I look it up. He was on season 4. So I'm like, I've legitimately been watching Love Island since UK season 4. Did skip a few seasons because all the seasons are not a hit. I feel like I'm watching this season because season 6 was so good. I watched season 1 and 2 of Love Island US and I stopped there. I didn't watch 3, 4, or 5 or 6. Oh no, I didn't watch 3, 4, or 5. I picked it back up on 6. Now here I am. I was like, okay, season 6 was pretty good. Let me watch this one. But then I remembered that, you know, the journey of watching Love Island, in which I feel like I didn't forget, is that you go in with a new batch of people. And that's the fun of it. Seeing just a group of people just have producers playing a puppeteer with their feelings in their lives for 6 weeks or longer for the UK version. And that's the fun of it. People go home, you get attached, and yeah. So I don't believe that she did not watch Love Island, or at least didn't have an idea of what Love Island was prior. So I don't think that that's an excuse for why she's behaving like this. I think that she just behaves like this. And I don't think that there's any excuse for the behavior that she exhibited during her crash out days. So one thing I did want to actually have a conversation about is 𝙎𝙬 stans. Now, there's nothing wrong with 𝙎𝙬 being your favorite islander. 𝙎𝙬 is not my favorite islander, and I know why. It's because she's annoying to me. She gets on my nerves. But like, I don't hate the girl. I would never say anything horrible about her. I can only give my opinions on how she negatively impacted other people's experiences on the villa. That's the only thing I can give opinions about. I would never say anything just super crazy about her, calling her out her name, none of that. Because these are real people. As Megan Thee Stallion said, she knows what it feels like to be like demonized and people not realizing that you're a real person with feelings. And that's just fact. My thing is, I feel like there is no excuse for 𝙎𝙬's behaviors on that villa. There's also no excuse for Jeremiah's behavior on that villa. I'm not team 𝙎𝙪𝙗𝙎𝙏 just completely in the wrong. Please save Jeremiah, this poor man. No, Jeremiah is equally as evil. He just has a better way of masking that evil. Okay. And I'll get into him as I'm talking about this. In the beginning, I definitely feel like Jeremiah went into it, was playing with it to make it to the end. He let the mask slip and said, you know, if we make it to the end, whatever. Sorry, buddy, you ain't making it to the end, and we'll get into that later. But he got out crazied. That's it, that's all. Jeremiah got out crazied. I thought it was a red flag anyway, how he was acting in that first kissing challenge where he didn't believe that 𝙎𝙪𝙗 didn't kiss anybody. It's like, why don't you believe what she's saying out of her mouth? Why don't you believe that she didn't kiss anybody? Like, you're about to crash out over a hypothetical or something that you just completely put in your mind. And then even Elandria had to pull 𝙎𝙪𝙗 and be like, well, she didn't pull her, but they were just having a conversation and was like, you don't think that's a little weird? How obsessed he is with you? And 𝙎𝙪𝙗 was like, I like that. I like that he's all about me and it's not. And it's like, you know, okay, girl. And then 𝙎𝙪𝙗 got in her feelings, really got attached to the guy, and thought that it was going to beat him to the end. Along the way, Jeremiah did not feel the same way about 𝙎𝙪𝙗 and didn't know how to get out of that situation. I said before, I feel like Jeremiah was in that situation and forgot that it was a bad situation. And the analogy that I used was that basically you go in a room that smells like shit. And you're like, man, it stinks. This is horrible. Get me out of here. But then when you stand in that room long enough, it's not going to smell like that anymore. And you're going to get used to the smell. So that's where I feel like Jeremiah was. Crazy analogy, but walk with me. That's where I feel like Jeremiah was mentally, where it's like, yes, this is horrible, but this is my shit. Like, and they had to get him out of that, and they did. And everybody was sick of hearing about it. I feel like Jeremiah wasn't harping on it as much as 𝙎𝙪𝙗 was. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, if y'all have been in a situation with somebody like that, it's exhausting. It's like either stay with the guy or don't, but please stop talking about it if you're just going to choose to stay. We don't want to hear it anymore because it's exhausting, because of, yes, you're going to continue to go through those same things over and over and over and over and over because you're choosing to stay. And even when Elandria tried to tell her, like, hey, what are your non-negotiables? And she was like, we'll talk about this later. 𝙎𝙪𝙗, that's because you don't have non-negotiables. You want this guy to choose you over and over and over again, no matter what he has done to you. And that's a problem. And you have to look deeper within yourself to figure out why that is. So we paired Iris up with Jeremiah, and 𝙎𝙪𝙗 was not happy about that. They went on a date. She was unbothered, but she wasn't actually unbothered. Her chest was moving up and down, up and down, up and down. she was not unbothered. I'm like, girl, unbothered is you going in that kitchen, making you something to eat and being like, hey y'all, and keeping it pushing. I feel like when they did the recoupling, when they had the door choices, when she stepped out and just held her head up high, I was like, boom, that's exactly how you should have been acting since day one. Unbothered, legitimately. You're not phasing me. I don't care. But then she ruined it by opening her mouth and like bad mouthing Iris in that moment. I was like, she just can't help it. She just can't freaking help it. I was like, I don't know, 𝙎𝙪𝙗. You be having me, then you don't. You be having me, then you don't. And I'm like, I can't rock with you. I can't ride with you. Also, my issue with 𝙎𝙪𝙗 is that I feel like she is mentally and emotionally stunted somewhere. And I definitely think that is because she had a child so young in her life. And in this moment, there was a moment where Ace was talking to her, and I made a video about it, of my reaction. I had clipped it and put it on my TikTok, and someone was like, oh, you're just not understanding the depth of the conversation that they're having. And I'm like, well, this is a 19-second clip out of an hour-long live stream of just my reaction of the conversation, with me just being like, oh my gosh, because they're having a conversation. Ace is like, hey, you know, I just feel like it's a red flag that you get attached to people so easily, and you have to stop doing that because people don't have the best intentions. She was like, well, Ace, here's the thing. The reason why I get attached to people so easily and the reason why I move the way that I move and is basically like picky about the people that she dates, dot, 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 is because she's a mom. And I was like, oh my God. Because I'm like, there are so many moments with the girls in that moment with Ace where 𝙎𝙪 can literally be like, here's the things that I've been through. These are all my assumptions. I don't know this girl's life. And also she doesn't owe us to even get this deep about her. But I feel like she does want to get deep. And that's the thing. I feel like she does want the empathy and she does want the sympathy from people with her situations because maybe she didn't get that in her own personal life, but she just can't be open about certain things. And instead she will give specific information so that she can get the reaction that she wants out of the situation. And I'm gonna circle back to the topic that we were having, hopefully, but it reminds me about the conversation that people were like very black and white about and on opposite ends of, where people were, where someone has said like, people pleasing is manipulation. Because it legit, like, look, I also am a people pleaser, so I get it. It is a form of manipulation where you want, in a specific situation, let's say that you grew up in a household where it's like, you have a parent that reacts a certain way if you do specific things. Legitimately, the actual term for the situation is like, you're going to manipulate the situation so that your parent or somebody doesn't react in a certain way, because you know if you do a specific thing, they're going to react like this. You're literally manipulating a situation to get a result that you think will happen, but you actually have no control over that and how people view you. So I feel like with 𝙎𝙪 and even Jeremiah is also a people pleaser. He been people pleasing with the boys this whole damn time in his villa. With 𝙎𝙪, it's like you only give specific tidbits of information to get specific results out of people, and then you also lie. She lies so much. With Amaya, you talking about, oh, I pied her, or what was it? Whatever, I pied her, this and that, because with Amaya, she said, oh, I'd rather pie Ace than pie you or something like that. And then with Ace, she was like, well, I'd rather kiss you than kiss whatever. It was just like, well, why are you telling people two different sides of a story? And that's not what you said to this person. That's not what you said to that person. That's manipulation so that this person can think like, oh, they're on my side. But then that person thinking like, oh, they're on my side. That's going to bite her in the ass later for sure. But she tells Ace that she's a mom. And I'm like, this was legitimately a time for you to open up. And I feel like, from my perspective, I don't know this girl again. 𝙎𝙪, maybe how she grew up, maybe what she envisioned for her life. She didn't see this for her life, and she ended up having a baby at 19. And now you're on Love Island, and it's like, this is really fun, and it's like I feel like she wants a life for herself that she just can't have because she's a mom, and she wants people to tell her it's okay, you can do this, uplift her, because maybe with her own insecurities of her life situation, she's like, I don't want to tell people this information. I feel like people are going to judge me or look at me differently. But then she's also using that information so that people don't have anything negative to say about her, because she has that shield over her to be like, oh, I'm a mom, I gave you this personal information, and now you are like indebted to me, pretty much. That's what I feel like 𝙎𝙪 does. So yeah, in that moment, I just felt like she could have been more open with Ace, maybe like talk about past relationships, how she had to move with them, how they did her dirty. Because I also feel like when she crashed out and she went to go lie to the girls about what Jeremiah was actually saying with the coulda, shoulda, woulda stuff, and 𝙎𝙪, shoulda actually went home, I'm like, if she actually would have went over there and said that stuff, the girls would have been on her side regardless. Why did she go over there to badmouth Iris and be like, 𝙎𝙪's using Iris as an scapegoat? I'm sorry. Wait, Jeremiah's using Iris as an scapegoat to stay in the game. It's like, you really could have told them what he actually said, and I guarantee they still would have been on your side. But no, she manipulates situations to get the result that she wants out of it so that people can immediately be on her side. I know people like this in my life. I know people like this in my life, and it's really sad to see, because I'm like, honestly, watching 𝙎𝙬 was very triggering. And I feel like that was the main thing for me, that I was like, can't go on any longer watching her and Jeremiah like this, because it's triggering for me. The way that she would just completely blow up. And I'm like, this is a stretch and a reach. But these are the things that were triggering me. I kept having moments where I felt like, I feel like she's gonna hit him. Like, legitimately, I was like having moments where I was like, I feel like 𝙎𝙬 is gonna hit him, but she never did. Just put that out there, she never did. But when he came to her and was like, we should start over, let's be friends, and she threw that pillow, I was like, 𝙎𝙬, time out. This is where we gotta stop. Because if anybody knows anything about abusive patterns, if somebody is picking up stuff, throwing stuff around you, past you, in the same vicinity as you, even if they're in the next room and they're destroying things, throwing stuff, leave. Because it's just going to inch closer and closer and closer to you being the one that's being hit. And I'm not saying that this is 𝙎𝙬. I'm not saying that. I don't know this girl, but that's what triggered me, where it's like, you're on national TV in a couple with a guy that's not your boyfriend, and you're reacting this way, a tantrum, quite literally, throwing a pillow over him. Like, it was really like she turned to him like she was gonna throw the pillow at him, but then she decided not to, and it went over him. And I was like, full stop. At that point, I was like, full stop. Production has to do something about this. Like, this is not okay behavior to be witnessing. So I say all that to say, 𝙎𝙬 stands. What I feel like with them is that y'all just want proximity to 𝙎𝙬. Y'all do. Y'all want proximity to 𝙎𝙬. And I know a lot of people are saying, oh, if you're a 𝙎𝙬 stan, you are just like her and you exhibit the exact same behaviors as her, and you are trying to find excuses with her because you're the exact same way. Sure, I kind of agree with that. And what I'm saying doesn't even, it don't stick for everybody, and it's not everybody. I'm saying some. But y'all just want proximity to 𝙎𝙬. There's like a lot of 𝙎𝙬 quote unquote hate that's happening right now, but it's like genuinely people just concerned about the behavior that she exhibited on the villa. It's not hate. How can you justify any of that? What I think is that y'all know that 𝙎𝙬 is gonna go home at some point. And since the majority of people are like, oh my gosh, I hate 𝙎𝙬. Oh my gosh, 𝙎𝙬's in the wrong. Y'all want to be that small percentage of people that's like, 𝙎𝙬, I love you, you're in the right. So that 𝙎𝙬 can see that, and then immediately you form this parasocial relationship with 𝙎𝙬. Like, oh, she noticed me because I was being nice and kind to her, because y'all see 𝙎𝙬 as an it girl. She's gorgeous. Gorgeous girl. Face card never decline. Literally one of the baddest on the villa, but I love my girls. So she has always been top 5 girls in the villa. I mean, it's probably only 5 girls, but she has definitely been in the top. Never denied that the girl is gorgeous. But I just think that you guys want proximity to 𝙎𝙬. You guys see her as an it girl, and it's like 𝙎𝙬's gonna leave the villa, and there's gonna be a bunch of just negative things to say about how she behaved in the villa, and y'all want to be the minority of the people that are like, I love you, 𝙎𝙬, just so that you could form that quick parasocial relationship with her. And I'm clocking tea. I'm clocking it. So I asked you guys if you could leave me some comments for the podcast that I can give commentary on. And I want to thank Alexis for DMing me this to give my feedback on. She says, Jeremiah deserves to actually talk during his arguments with 𝙎𝙬, and she needs to stop manipulating him and twisting his words to paint him as the bad guy. And I feel like that goes right into what I said, where it's like she doesn't actually have to do that, because Jeremiah is equally as evil. Y'all, mind you, when they broke up as a couple, he sprayed cologne on that girl's bed and nobody said anything. That's crazy. It's like Jeremiah is not outwardly insane. He's more covert with his insanity, and that's why he gets off so easy. And it was like, I wasn't rooting for Jeremiah and 𝙎𝙬 to break up, because I'm like, free Jeremiah. That's the chains breaking off his wrist. No, y'all don't need to be together, because you guys together are toxic, because you guys are both toxic as hell. And they were literally doomed from the start. And this is where I gotta tug on 𝙎𝙬's wig a little bit, because yes, Jeremiah was playing the game initially. Immediately, Jeremiah was playing the game. But Jeremiah's mask would have slipped off way sooner if 𝙎𝙪 would have just immediately told him that she was a mom. And that's what I mean, where it's like she just plants specific information so that things go the way that she wants it to go. But it's like, if he didn't like you, just because you didn't tell him you were a mom was not going to change how he felt when you actually did decide to tell him. Mind you, this is Love Island. There are going to be new niggas coming into the villa every week. Every week. Like, Jeremiah is not the end all be all. And I hate that she even put that in her mind that that was it. And that's Jeremiah's fault for being all in with her like that. And she seems like the type of person that legitimately is like one guy at a time. Mind you, 𝙎𝙪 definitely is switching up a little bit. 𝙎𝙪 switching up a little bit, and I like it. Now that they're not a couple anymore, 𝙎𝙪 decides to pull Pepe for a chat. But does she tell Hannah that she's pulling Pepe for a chat? No, she does not. You know why? Because this is Love Island. And it's like, oh, see how you were like, oh, the bombshells that are coming in are messy. They're bitches. They're here for drama. Yes, because they're bombshells. And I legitimately just seen a comment that was like, 𝙎𝙪 would have worked better as a bombshell. And I agree. If her and Andrina came in together, whole island, whole villa would have been shook up, because yes, 𝙎𝙪 is on the caliber of baddie like that, but we got to know her a little bit too soon, and her purpose on the villa is different when she comes in as an OG, because she's genuinely going to try to find her connection. But if she came in as a bombshell and was just like, I got to talk to your man, I got to talk to your man, I got to talk to your man, maybe we would have seen a different side of 𝙎𝙪. But also, she is a mom, so that would have been weird for her to come in as a bombshell. But I think the way that she's moving now, I'm like, I see you, girl, and I like this version of you for sure. You're getting your Zuko redemption arc. And not that I enjoy seeing her on my TV like that, but like, I can get with this. I can get with this. So let's talk about Pepe and Hannah. So Pepe is pretty much, no, Hannah is the reason why Charlie is going home, but Pepe being there definitely pushed Charlie off that cliff for sure. But Pepe tried to pull Hannah for that chat with Charlie, and he was not going for it. He was about to crash out real bad. And I think I already talked about that in the last episode, but we would not have voted for Hannah and Pepe to be together if Hannah did not kiss Pepe and we saw a connection with them. For her to be crying like that, it's like, I mean, girl, I thought this was the man that you wanted. That's how you acting. We just doing what we see on our screens. If you would have never kissed him, we would have never been like, hey, maybe you should be with Pepe. But you did. You did, and that's what we chose. I mean, I wouldn't say that Pepe and Hannah are my favorite couple, but we got new bombshells. We got Andrina and we got TJ. And now Iris and TJ are, you know, coupled up, kissing and being together, but I'm bored. Like, at least Hannah, when a new guy comes around, we get a little drama. I'm bored. I'm bored with Iris and TJ. Hannah at least gives me a little something. And look, y'all did not like Hannah in the comments. And I didn't know Hannah had haters like that. And I mean, I don't want to call y'all like Hannah haters, because I don't think anybody legitimately has hate for any of these people. And I would hate that if y'all do. It's a reality TV show. But like, y'all do not like Hannah. So we're getting into spoiler territory. We have a elimination tonight. We got to vote for our favorite guy and our favorite girl individually. And I definitely did vote individually on this. It wasn't like I'm voting for who's my favorite couple. No. Voted individually. I went to a pool party on Friday, and I voted before I actually watched the episode. So I voted for Elandria as my favorite girl, of course, and I voted for Nick as my favorite guy before I even watched Friday's episode, y'all. And I mean, I guess I still feel the same way. I can't even say that my opinion has changed. I would still vote for Nick, and I would still vote for Elandria, of course. But voting for the guys is legitimately like the less of seven evils, where it's like, I actually don't like any of y'all like that, to where I'm just rooting for y'all. Like, yeah, you're my ultimate fave. No, I don't. So voting for Nick was literally just like, I mean, I guess you get on my nerves the least. If I had to vote for my least favorite, it would be Austin. Austin got to go. Taylor's right after that. Like Taylor's entertaining, but I don't see his purpose on this villa. Same with Austin, where it's like if y'all are not gonna actually be like in this to find a genuine connection and say that out loud instead of playing with these people's feelings, y'all have to get off my villa. Y'all gotta go. You gotta get the boot. So we as America had to vote for our favorite and our least favorite, which put 3 people at risk for going home. And I think for the girls, it was Hannah, Iris, and Amaya. Y'all didn't want Amaya to go home. Like, I would have legitimately cried if Amaya went home, so I'm glad she was safe. And on the boys' side, it was Jeremiah, Pepe, and Jeremiah, Pepe, and Austin. I wanted Austin to go home. Wouldn't have really minded if Pepe went home. So the girls, after much deliberation, chose Hannah. Why? And here's where I'm a little bit confused with the people that are on the villa right now. I don't understand their motivations. Amaya and Hannah came in together. You guys have known Hannah and Amaya longer than you've known Iris. Why did you vote for Hannah? Hannah has also had 2 strong connections in the villa. Why did you guys vote for Hannah? Like, I don't understand why they voted for her, because she has had 2 actual connections with people in this villa. Mind you, yes, it was messy, sure, but like, she legitimately has been paired up with people that she has been vibing with. Iris was our collateral damage, and she's just now getting to know TJ. And she's also not entertaining. And also, y'all don't know Iris like that because she just came on the villa with Pepe and Jalen. So I'm a little confused. I completely understood why Hannah was like, we sitting here in this makeup room and talking, but I don't want to talk to y'all. Like, I understand we have to, but I don't want to talk to y'all. Why the hell did y'all just vote me off? I feel like Iris would have been more understanding, and Amaya definitely would have turned that villa upside down if they would have voted for her. But I legitimately don't understand why they chose Hannah. I was sad to see her go, but I would have been less sad if they chose Iris. It should have been Iris because I feel like TJ isn't even there completely solid. So TJ could be with anybody on that villa because we got Casa more tomorrow. So yeah, I don't know what that was about. Then the guys choose between Austin, Pepe, and Jeremiah. So my thoughts is that the girls maybe picked Hannah because Pepe and Jeremiah were at the bottom. So it's like, I mean, I have no idea what the guys are going to choose, and Pepe can go home. And then Hannah is still here. I don't know. That's what I was feeling like, cuz it's like if Pepe and Hannah are at the bottom, it has to be either or. So I guess that was me trying to add logic to the girl's decision there, but I definitely do feel like that was a betrayal to Hannah because they have been choosing for loyalty most of this time. When it was down to vote between Jalen and Huda, y'all vote in Huda. But then when it's time to vote for somebody to go home and it's between Hannah, Iris, and Amaya, y'all choosing Hannah to go home. But anyway, the guys chose Jeremiah to go home. And even as I'm saying that, I'm like, damn, that really just happened tonight. And my legitimate feelings of that decision was that it was for competitive reasons. I feel like the guys see Jeremiah as competition. More than I think it's the guys, I think it's Ace. Ace definitely has a lot of push in that villa for whatever reason. I think it's just because he's very confident when he speaks, and a lot of people are not that. So they think that just because somebody is confident in the things that they talk about means that they're right or they got a good head on their shoulders. Mind you, he does have good conversation with people and he do be making sense. But y'all gotta think for yourself sometimes. And I definitely think Ace had a lot of pull and push in that decision to be made. And I'm just like, if Huda gets to stay, mind you, that was because of America. That Huda is there and not because of the Islanders. if 𝙎𝙪 gets to stay, 𝙎𝙬𝙼 gets to stay. Like it's either both of them are going home or neither one are going home, because they are still entertaining. And it's like, I don't mind seeing, like, you know, them just kind of cross paths in specific ways here and there, but it's like new people are going to come and they're not going to be together like that anymore. And I'm a little shocked that 𝙎𝙬𝙼 went before 𝙎𝙪. I cannot lie. I feel like 𝙎𝙪 is more annoying than 𝙎𝙬𝙼, and that's what like makes me irritated with the scenario, because she just can't stop talking about it. And it's like, I mean, yeah, now 𝙎𝙬𝙼's going home, so you have no choice but to move forward. So do I. We just got to see how she is moving forward. She got her closure. She had a conversation with him, told him that she's gonna miss him. He didn't give a single damn either. It was sad to watch. It was a little sad to watch, but we're gonna get a new 𝙎𝙪 from now on. But I definitely think that that was a strategic vote for sure. And I feel like guys often think strategically in that way anyway. So I was like, oh yeah, if the guys are voting, it's not about to be like, oh, I'm keeping my dog in. Because that, I'm like, there's no way that you guys can sit here and say Pepe that just came with Jalen and Iris is y'all homeboy more than Jeremiah, who's been here since day one. And then we have, who else was it? Austin. You're telling me that Austin is y'all homeboy more than Jeremiah? Something in the milk is not clean. Y'all don't like Jeremiah, but more than that, Ace does not like Jeremiah. And I definitely think that he had a pull in that decision that was made that night. Like, I was actually shocked that Jeremiah's name was called. Mind you, people were spoiling in the comments, which I can't stand that, because I was like, okay, maybe they lying, but it was true. But even still seeing it, I was like, okay, Jeremiah is an OG. I don't think OGs have been going home like this in a, like, I don't know. It's just like, it's crazy that OGs are going home like this so early in the game. Like, we're like kind of midway. Like, OGs are going home this soon before we even get to Casa Amor. I would have loved to see Jeremiah in Casa Amor, because I really wanted to see his connection with 𝙇𝙗𝙀. And that's the thing. I think that they are jealous, which y'all know, if you are a longtime watcher of me, I do not like using jealousy as a reason to justify people's behaviors, because I feel like there could be deeper reasons why people have chosen something. But legitimately, y'all, I swear, and it's not even like me saying, oh, Jeremiah is worth being jealous about. There's nothing to be jealous about Jeremiah, please. But the way they was moving, I have to come to that conclusion. Why are y'all sitting there staring at him and 𝙇𝙗𝙀 kissing like y'all are 𝙎𝙪? Why are y'all staring at him in the same way that 𝙎𝙪's staring at him from afar? You know what I mean? They want 𝙇𝙗𝙀, and they didn't like that he was the one that immediately got her, because, I mean, off rip, yeah, of course Jeremiah would have been the one to get her, because he's the only one that physically is up to par to be with her, because she said she wanted Jeremiah, Nick, and Ace. She talked to Nick. I feel like Nick is a little intimidated by her, and he wasn't being the Nick that we know when he talks to her, because he just is not, she's out of his league. So, and I feel like he felt that. And so his conversations with her were not in the confident Nick funny way. He was like mocking her accent, and I thought that was weird, and I wanted him to honestly just stay away from her. Mind you, Jeremiah kept saying my type is foreign Latina, weird. Also, Ace is not beating the producer playing allegations. How the hell did Ace get that conversation out of Jeremiah before his type even got into the villa? Ace, you're not being a producer plant allegations, but also that just shows me that you are a game player. How the hell did you get that information out of him before? Like you're legitimately like a producer. Like, hey, what's your type? You're having a deep conversation with him about his type. Red flag. I was like, oh yeah, Ace is up to something. But Jeremiah, of course, was going to be the one to get her, because Ace, she probably saw you and was like, oh yeah, he's way shorter than I expected, because she's literally like model height, tall, gorgeous. Please. So I think that they just didn't want to see him with 𝙇𝙗𝙀. They were forming a genuine connection. Ace was sitting over there like, see, he's moving too fast with her and this and that. It's like, I don't even know. I legitimately, when I seen that part, I was like, he should not care. Why do you care? You should not care about this as much as you care about this right now. but you do. And then y'all vote Jeremiah to go home. It's weird. It's weird. And now, mind you, I didn't see Andrina and Jeremiah going far because of Jeremiah. Jeremiah was going to do the exact same thing that he did with 𝙎𝙬, and that's psychological warfare. He'll make you think that he's all in when really he's not, and he's just going to be fake. And he just can't be trusted. Like, I don't know if I even brought this up and maybe I forgot to mention it, but him spraying cologne on 𝙎𝙬's bed while she's losing her mind was literally like, he's crazy. He's crazy. And that was after they weren't a couple anymore. You're still playing mind games with her. He's crazy. So it's like, actually, I don't trust you to be with any of the girls. Stay away from them, actually. But I was legitimately sad to see Jeremiah go. And I wouldn't hold it against Hannah or Jeremiah if they did not speak to those Islanders ever again, because that's weird. And I definitely might tune in to After Sun if they got Jeremiah and Hannah on there to, give their opinions on what they got to say about them going home like this. But like, it was weird. I would not be in that photo booth with them taking pictures. I would not be talking to them, none of that. I don't want to kick it with you, skate with you, none of that. Like, it's just sad. I definitely did want to see Jeremiah and 𝙎𝙬 in Casa more, but that's not what we're gonna get. So that's unfortunate. But I cannot wait for this week of Casa Amor. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments down below, what you think. Most of these episodes during this Love Island stretch is probably gonna be about Love Island on the Analytical Podcast here until, we have other things to talk about. And like I said, if you have any topics that you would love to hear my opinions on, please let me know. I hope you all enjoyed this podcast episode. If you would like to keep up with me outside of the Analytical Podcast, you can follow me on TikTok, Instagram, all that. And if you're not listening to this podcast on Spotify, please be sure to give us a follow. Please be sure to give me a follow on Spotify and also leave a review. It really helps. And I would love to know you guys' thoughts of the podcast, how we can improve, what we can do better, stuff like that. And also just let me know if you're enjoying it. All the information on my socials are in the description box of the YouTube video of this. But of course, for now, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I will see you guys in the next Analytical Podcast episode. Peace.